Hi, today I'm going to address a question which many students are found to be struggling. That is the capacity to recall things which they have studied. And I'm going to share with you a technique of active recall. It's a very popular technique and there are many versions that you can find. The different people have got their own research. I'm keeping in mind the kind of examination that we have for civil services. A simplified version of 5 tools that I would like to share for active recall. I'm sure you understand active recall is different from passive recall, very obviously, where active recall you are in a position to have control of the things that you have acquired. And that's extremely vital for the kind of examination that you're writing. For active recall, I must tell you that you must take first technique as replay technique, if I can call it that way, that you, after studying for some time, stop and try recollecting what you've studied. And that way, you'd be in a position to really pull out of the mind that you have acquired and then make it in short slots. Like, you've studied for some time, stop, ask your mind that what you have studied, and then just take out of it. And that's one way of doing that active recalling. Your mind learns to take things out. The second tool that you can have is that I call it a demand generation technique. Like, you start generating demand from your mind from those 5 W's and 1 H. Let's say we studied a particular topic. You start thinking of what is that topic, why is that topic, where is that topic, all those 5 W's and 1 H. And that generation would basically take the things out of your mind. And that's one tool that I like you to use for active recalling. The third tool that I can do is that I call it as flow technique. In flow technique, which I basically mean is that you try developing a flow which is a simplified version of it. Just imagine the same topic that you studied, you are teaching to a young boy or young girl who is in schools or maybe in early stage of school also. Give a simplified version of the total thing. And then the same thing, you try to give a nuanced version of it. Your mind learns to play the facts through different dimensions. A simplified version, flow like that, a very, very simple version of it. That creates a big picture. Let's not go into those philosophy behind all these techniques, but that creates a big picture. And then when you have got those nuanced version, then you imagine that you're teaching a professor of the same topic. Then your mind starts creating facts which are to be filled within those broad outlines that you've created for a simplified version. The fourth technique, I would call it as superimposition technique. In active recall of superimposition, you find that minds memorize things which are primarily, I would call it as pictures, and then think of a flow chart and then the words that you superimpose. Think of a palace, think of a body, think of an animal, and then place different facts and then try recalling from those perspectives. The texts in flowchart would be able to come out of your mind by the location that you have got fixed in your mind while you do them. So that's one more technique. And the fifth technique, which I think is extremely vital for the examination, the kind of examination that people write for civil services, is where I would say that you should time your recall. Lot of time, lot of points. You remember when you have come back from the examination hall, when you're having your dinner, you're able to recall things. But then I would like you to give certain time that I have to recall this fact within this span of time. Let's say I've given myself 30 seconds to recall 5 points. And then you'll find that of the 5 points, you are only getting 3 points. Be nice to yourself. Try it again. And then once you are able to do those things, try giving sharper time. Let's say 20 seconds, let's say 15 seconds, 10 seconds I have to remember all those 5 points. So that way, if you are gradually moving in that mode, you are in a position to really recall things quicker from your mind. These 5 tools, I think, are not the only tool through which you do active recalling, but this is what my experience tells me, that if you try using this active recalling, you'll be in much more comfortable situation in the examination hall because your mind knows how to pull things out of its different locations and compartments that is created while it was studying. My best wishes.